is up, you guys? My name is BrmP and welcome back to another video. And today I would like to show you guys my ship, the Radion. So, yeah, first off, actually I want to say I'm sorry guys that there was no video anywhere else in this week but just on the Saturday. Yeah, for those who don't know, I started school again. Yeah, I went back to school, as probably most of you will do, like soon or are already back to school. So I just need to get used to being back in school and, you know, not having as much time as I used to have. And yeah, so that's why there was no video. But let's actually take a look at this ship. So guys, if you have seen the last episode of the survival series with me, Robin, Jeremy and Jay, then you probably have seen this thing. If not, go watch that video. There are 4 videos. Go watch them. Do it. And if you're watching that, go rewatch the whole series. But that's a different thing. If you're not watching, just come back here and I'll continue. Yeah, you're back? Good. Okay, so this thing is a creation of my own, and if you noticed in the end, our ship, the Stormwind, was shut up, and that's because there is like a big ass giant gravity cannon in the front of this thing. Yeah, so this ship, it's not the heaviest armed ship or the most protective, but it certainly can protect itself, as you see in that video, and it packs quite a punch. So without further ado, let's get into the ship and I'll show you around. So you go in through these airlocks, which are kind of a hassle still, but you just need to walk slow and go through them. I don't know why I automated them at the time. I thought it was a good idea to do so. Might just, you know, either turn those things off or just get rid of them completely. But yeah, now we're in the ship. As you can see down here, we have a very small hangar bay, which has not automated doors, which is for a very good reason. I just did not have the space to put sensors in. Yeah, so it's a small hangar door. Yeah, the sloping bit up here, it's a bit interesting, but you can fit actually quite a lot of ships in here. Yeah, if you just park them like really tight together. And this little section actually has one automated airlock system in it. So if you spawn this thing in, and I don't know if it's already fixed in the update or not, because the devs said that they would do it, but I tried and it's not working, and it's just weird. But I actually, basically what happens is that thing, air vents, they forget what you tell them to do in the setup action menu. So basically I just wrote down on the LCD, if the thing is not working, what you should put in there, just to be able to make this thing work whenever you spawn it in from a blueprint or copy and paste it. But basically, if you have done that, all you have is to do, you just press the button and those doors lock, just to prevent from anybody going in or out. And shit should be doing something. Fuck's sake. Oh, found the issue. For some reason, air vents still fucking fill up without there like being air tanks fill still up without there being either a air vent to fill them up or a oxygen generator. Keen, fucking fix this. fucking annoying. So, yeah. That aside, it's now sucking out the oxygen, as you can see. And as this gets too low, this thing opens and you can get out. And notice these doors are still turned off, so you can do something with those, which is really nice. And yeah, just press the same button again, those things will close and the whole thing pressurizes, which is nice. And of course, when everything is pressurized, as you can see, it's not pressurizing the whole joint. Hi, and turn green, please. There you go. So now you can go through it again, which is very useful, of course, you know, because you don't want to be stuck in there. But yeah, from this side you have just the same button, so you can open and close the hangar bay. Like if you want to go in there and the thing is open, then yeah, of course, if that's the only button in there, you wouldn't be able to open it. Yeah, so let's continue. If you just walk past those doors where you can enter the thing, you come into like what I think you would call the main production slash storage system, and of course you run past the brains of this whole thing. Like both sides, these timers, they run everything on this ship. They run the cannon, they run the, what's it called, airlock system there, and they actually run the scripts. So if we go down this stair, or these stairs, we go down into the belay of the ship. And yeah, this is like the reactor room of the thing. And I actually think that script is at the moment not running, so let's actually activate it. Timer, computer, trigger now, and trigger now. So these things now should be a live, up-to-date thingy-majigger of how many power there's stored, how many power it's outputting, and what's requiring all that stuff. It's really cool. And yeah, and of course here you got some access to the main storage of the whole system. Of course everything is linked up with conveyors, so you'll see those everywhere. And yeah, it just works. Over here you can just see yeah, another power consumption in just the main workstation area, as well as you can see which refinery and which assembler is doing some stuff, which none of them are working actually. Just, you know, because it's creative and not really doing much. Yeah, and here you got some more shizzle and just general oxygen storage, the assemblers, all the cargo containers up there, and this is just below the yeah, the hangar, and just below it there's like a bajillion small cargo containers out here. So see if I can squeeze my head in there. As you can see, that's a lot of cargo containers there. You just barely can make it out, like the different cargo containers, but trust me, there's a lot. So this ship, it has quite a lot of storage, so it just can produce those warheads and just keeps on firing them. Yeah, that's mainly what's down here. And actually, if we go down around this corner, you have a med bay. So there is a med bay on this ship. It's just tucked away. It's mainly because I ran out of space and I found that little area and I was like, yeah, okay, med bay over there. And on this side there's just some gyroscopes, so not much to see there. Yeah, let's go back up. So we just walk through this all and just walk up, sprint up the stairs. And then the only room actually left to see in the Radion is the bridge. Well, the bridge itself, it's not that spectacular, if I say so myself, but it has this awesome script running, which basically just shows you if it has taken any damage or not. And it just looks cool. Like, come on. The ship on an LCD. with dots. That's cool. That's really cool. So you've got that on those two, and then I've got these two LCDs. Basically, these tell you what type of what type of shell is loaded in the barrel. So if you hop in, you'll see I got a few timers set up. One is to switch between the payloads, or the armament. 2 is just to shoot once. 3 is to automate the firing sequence. So you just press it and it just keeps on shooting until it eventually runs dry in survival, or you just, I don't know, blow yourself up. And 4 is of course to stop that automatic firing. And then you got a camera, the meaning of turning on and off the turrets. And this is the hangar. In the next step you've got the computer cores to open and close, or to start them actually, and again to open and close the hangar. And this is for the for the projectors which are in there, for the 2 different ones. I'm actually switching between tabs right now, as you can see. Well, you cannot see, but yeah, trust me, I'm switching. So that's basically what's in there. And if we now press 5, we are looking through the camera of the Radion. Now we got a station out here, which is annoying me because it's there. So I guess, let's pay it a visit. Just gonna weld up some stuff and shoot from 2 kilometers away. And there it goes. So the payload it shoots depends on what type of payload you shoot. This one is actually the explosive one. It has a few explosives, a few mass blocks, and as well as the armor piercing one, it just gets through to 100 meters a second instantly. And as you can see, it packs quite a punch. And of course, in the end, you saw it dipping down. It's just because of the actual gravity which is still on this thing. So keep in mind, you have to aim a bit higher than your target is actually, if it has gravity. It's just because I'm using those mass blocks to shoot them. And there comes another one. And that's just 2 shots. And as you can see, the whole damn section which was over here is just gone. It's gone, man. Not there anymore. So you're probably wondering, what does the armor piercing round do? Well, actually let the camera stay over here. We'll shoot at the red ship. So let's get into camera, zoom in a bit, aim above the red ship, and now what I'm gonna do is get out of the camera and show you. I'm gonna press 1 now. That LCD turns off and that LCD turns on, telling you the armor piercing round is loaded. Basically what it also does, it just triggers a timer block which basically just turns on and off projectors in there, as well as these LCDs, which corresponds to of course the correct armament or payload, what you want to call it. So we just aim a bit above it and then shoot. Now the most important thing about shooting at a target, doesn't matter if it's moving or not, especially when you're shooting the actual explosive round, is that you yourself do not move. I'll show you just in a bit why, but let's first actually take a look at this damage. Well, it just went straight through it. I guess if we switch back to explosive and shoot one, I guess we'll just split it in half, because that's usually what happens by just 1 or 2 shots of these explosives. It's really insane just how much impact damage in Space Engineers still does. Because I tested this out earlier on how many layers of armor, if you just stack them together, will penetrate. And if I remember correctly, it was around the 10 layers of armor which both of the shells actually penetrated through. Of course with a different blast radius and damage size, but yeah, it's just insane how much damage one shell like this still can do. And okay, I was lying there, it did not really completely went through it, but you know, this thing definitely needs some repairs now. It's crippled pretty much. And if you were to hammer down just here, that's actually what I did in a teaser video. If you haven't seen that, it's kind of funny. It's just me using that thing and tearing up this whole base basically. And yeah, some funny music on there. I don't know, for some reason I found it hilarious. It's, go watch it, it's funny. But guys, that's basically yeah, the Radion. So this ship attacked us in the survival series. Some of you guys actually questioned like what was it and who. Well, this is it. My G.P.K. Radion. It's a really sleek looking ship. And I have to say it's not atmospheric capable. And I don't actually think it would be that useful, just because of the mag cannon or gravity cannon. Basically, if you don't know, gravity generators don't do shit in atmosphere. So if you print an explosive one, and I guess if you fire it, it just drops down and blows up your barrel. That's something you don't want to happen. But so this thing is not atmospheric capable, even though it's lighter than the Horizon or the Raven for that. But yeah, it just doesn't have the thrust to maintain itself in atmosphere. But I guess there's not much more for me to show you guys actually. Just then maybe some scenic view of the ship all around. But yeah, again, I'm sorry that this week was a bit low on videos. I'm gonna try, of course, to keep a bit up again. And but yeah, just keep in mind, I'm starting off in a new year of school, and yeah, I just gotta find my groove again. That's it basically. And one more thing before I go, guys, thank you very much for all the subscribers who recently joined. Don't know if you guys just joined for the survival series or just generally like the content I'm making, but it really means a lot to me. Like, we've grown so much in the last 3 weeks that I'm back from Austria. Yeah, the German speaking people, there with them on mountains and stuff. Just that's 3 or 4 weeks ago now that I was there. And we gained like a third of the entire subscriber base now. Like, that's insane. That took me, or took us, how you want to, depends on how you want to look at it, but it took so long just before all of this, before we hit 100 subscribers. And just, guys, I genuinely want to thank you all for that. And yeah, before I go say thank you 50 more times, I guess I'll just round off this video. So if you want to go ahead and play with the Radion yourself, it's out on the Steam Workshop, as well as the Stormwind, the ship we use to survival in. those episodes. Yeah, just go ahead, watch how it works, see what it does. It's really funny. It's a good ship flying around, and yeah, it has a mean bite to it in the front over there. So guys, I guess that's gonna be it for now. So thank you very much for watching. My name is BrmP, and I'm out. Peace.